the very first impression that one takes is the impression of a solid rock, and perhaps something which has been standing there, resisting everything that the Atlantic could throw up at it. And I think it would be true to say that the people here have something of the same quality, that perhaps men may come and men may go, but that they and their island will stand, no matter what are the influences which may come in.
Well, we're living here on a rock, you may as well say. And on stormy nights, if anybody gets sick, you'll sure start to pray. Because the only transport we have here to the hospital in Galway in the mainland is the lifeboat. And if the sea's too rough, we cannot go to the lifeboat. I still think we'll have to pray then. Well, the people have a strong religion here.
Many a widow and orphan poor, your cruelty left behind. The father, son and uncle, wife and mother crying. Seeing them from their cottage door, imagine how they feel. The brutal wave upon them, though no more to be seen. Oh, as the days grow longer, all hearts is filled with joy, harvesting the sea and to cultivate the soil. Lazy bones not wanted, for each man wants some prey, to chat about the open fire when the day's work done away.
The woman holds the family together. She rears the family, and the man just plants or grows the potatoes, sows the potatoes, feeds the cattle. But apart from that, the woman does everything else. She looks after the children, knits for a factory, and the weekly money that comes into the house is the woman's. And the woman often advises the man even on how to sell cattle and to feed them. We had a fantastic childhood. We played games like everybody else. Night time was always storytelling. My father was a great storyteller. It was the same story nearly every second night, but we listened to this with her sitting around the fire, played a few games and went to bed, said prayers. On Sundays, everybody played some form of game, community games. There was a game for every season. I think it still exists. They start school at age of 4 or 5. They have the same program set out by the Department of Education, and everything is taught through the medium of Irish. And they leave for the mainland if they wish, at the age of 12 or 13, to go to further their education. The population is decreasing. There are very few children attending school now. There's no sign of people getting married.
The greatest enemy we have here in the island is the isolation. The boat brings all our foodstuffs, everything and anything. we need, and groceries, whatever we have to sell, like a kettle, potatoes, anything, we send it out in the boat. It's our only means of transport to the mainland. It's our lifeline. I enjoy living on the island because of its freedom, mostly from the clock. I can work whenever I like it and whenever I feel fit, and sit down for a rest whenever I want it. Nobody bothers about the clock here. They all work in their own time, and we're kind of independent here. Nothing that ever happens outside, well, it doesn't interfere with our lives, or our work for that matter.
There is no work on this island which isn't very, very hard work, because there are difficulties here that aren't anywhere else at all. Even the difficulty of, if you want to have livestock, of getting them onto the island, getting them off the island. Difficulties if where a farmer in a normal situation can expect all kinds of veterinary help, and that it isn't available to them here. There is no way on the islands at the moment that a fishing port can be established, which means that they have to continue to work as they've been doing right down through the centuries from Corks. Their superstition is generally formed by elements in a person's life that arouse fear, and superstition might be as useful a way as any of combating or rationalising some of those fears. And I think the sea, without any doubt, is the one thing that has more superstition attached to it than anything else for people on the islands. And I suppose for people on sea coasts everywhere. Sea people, for example, will never take a corpse out of the water because they believe that the sea will claims its own dead, and that if you take away a dead, something that the sea has taken the life from, that is going to have its revenge on you or on your people. It will often be left for the police or a priest to remove a corpse from the water. Island people themselves will not stir it. Again, it is very, very important for them that a body be recovered after a drowning. This is very important. And again, I've just heard stories from priests who were here before me of people who remained absolutely convinced that a body would come back, and that they would be disturbed until such time as a body would be picked up, and then they would be at peace. I have met one man on the island who seems to think that the day will come when it will be a bit of a wasteland. I can see myself that if in the next 15 years or so something doesn't happen here which will give an economic boost to the island, which will keep people here, then it will undoubtedly be dead. There are 60 children, and I think myself that if something doesn't happen, then in 15 years' time there might only be about 30 left. When that happens, there's no way that your population base can replace them.